Hey, how y'all doing? I'm outside here, and I'm wanted to do a video for you, and so I decided to come over here in this park place over here, around where I'm at. You can see it, and so um, I hope this video come out okay because I'm in the sun and everything, and I don't know. So, but I wanted to do this video for you because I'm just getting back onto the channel because I've been away for a while and had things to, to endure, or whatever they want to call it, or however you want to call it. It's my music playing in the background. So I'm going to turn it off here in a second so we can talk. Yes. So, anyway, um, I'm here. And I hope this video is doing good. I guess so. Whatever. So I just want to come out and do this video for you and see if I can give you a little something that, you know, may spark a spark in you. It makes my hope to do that. So um, I'll turn the camera back around to the uh, outdoors again. So anyway, there's a lot of stuff out here. So I walk bare feet over here on this grass. There's a lot of ground over here. It's been not being used for nothing, just empty space. But I have plans. We shall see. So many things that needs to be looked after on this planet that's been neglected and stolen away from you, the people. It has had power over you for so long. Actually, for more than decades of years, and more in the millions, if anything. Just depends on what timeline you on and how you sum it all up. So anyway, as I was saying, that a lot of things has been stolen from you, and in the end of the day, you think you own those homes, and you still don't own them. You have no deed or custody to that home when it's all said and done. Neither to your children, need I should say. There is it's a beautiful tree here. See, look around the perimeters. Okay. Yeah, just see so much space. This park district here, and a lot of space over here doing nothing, just cut the grass. You know what I'm saying when I say cut the grass? You church people, remember. You know what it means to cut the grass, right? Because, what do you do? It grows and you mow. Same as the nature of man, huh? Exactly. And so are they giving you some sort of example, you think, about cutting the grass and mowing the grass all the time? That's all you're doing. And that's all you're doing with your life because you're under a cosmetic spell, trust me. And it's not basically done intentionally in one way, and one way it is because you had to take an anesum, whatever, to come in here and take the experience. But you had to. I need to sum it up a lot further because I can sum it up and say, well, this is an experience you came in, you agreed to take it, and it's a contract that you sign before you get in here, and blah blah. But you don't know nothing about that, and then I sound foolish to you that has never heard of anything, which is another thing I want to say too. Let me ask you something. If a tree fall in the forest, do you think that if a tree falls in the forest, do anybody hear it? Let me ask you that. Yeah, if a tree falls in the forest, it doesn't make a sound. Let me put it that way, yes. If a tree falls in the forest, do it make a sound? Well, the answer to that is no. Why? Because no one heard it, okay? Though it fell, it did not make a sound because no one was around to hear it. You see how it works? Okay, so what I wanted to say about that is when you hear somebody say something different than what you yourself has not heard ever, you hear someone say something you never heard before, and it sounds very foreign to your ears, then know this, that those people who had the foreign sound, just because it sounded foreign to you and because you had never heard it, does not mean that no one else has never heard it. Okay? And you hear that? Does not mean that another person, another one has never heard of it. So that's where you are blind by and stuck into, where creation is not it's not just a book, and it never was, and it's not summed up in a book, never was, and it wasn't left out purposely. In one sense it was, but in another sense it was basically stolen from humanity, the parts that's left out of there that you don't have in front of you today, that you are using for your guide, okay? And as I say, in the past, how can you have a book that you're using as a guide, but yet you don't have anything else to measure it by? You have to measure it by something. Well, what is it measuring it up to? What is it measuring to? You see what I'm saying? Everything has to be measured, and everything has to have a balance, because we live in that lifetime of expansion or evolution of balancing. That's where we have been living in for quite a long time, in the time of balancing, and everything has to be balanced, because without balance there is no stability. I could say it. I could just use that simple, okay? Because there's many terms I could use. Let's say there's no stability, and it isn't. And you don't want that. Do you want it in your life as a natural man? And then you don't want it in your spiritual life either. And your spiritual life must grow. It must become stronger, and in all areas. For instance, if there have been places in your life as your walk that you have been on a spiritual path, as you have thought, believed, and so are you. But how far have you grown is the key. And if you have not had any growth for over time in a period, or even every day, basically, and you have to know where the growth at, and how close are you to being brought into a greater timeline and reality, which most people who in the church world and in the world itself don't even know anything about timelines, right? So you need to understand that, and go out and search for, oh, my camera, okay, and go out and search for timelines and things that can validate your mind and your knowledge and your comparison, or your whatever you want to do. You know, you want to see what I'm giving you is true. You know, you need to go and validate that. Don't just take what I say, which is, most people do. You know, why do you go to church? Do you even know? You go so what? The pastor can stimulate you, right? What about you stimulating yourself? Aren't you supposed to? Exactly. You're not supposed to be allowing him to do all the work. He got to work on his own self, or her, whoever that's up there, right? Exactly. So you have to come into a line with yourself now, and especially now more than any time, because now is the day that complete freedom is being made. It's being completely summed up. It's been enlightened. The things that has been in the dark, or say the minds, the thought, the people, the thoughts is what you are. I say you're a thought in the conscious of source, giving you the will and this planet only to experience the way of itself and create it in creation. And in every way that you will allow source energy to operate within you, because the only thing can stand between yourself or you got a you, yourself, and a me. So anything that can stand between you, yourself, and your me, or me, is the will. You know, your will block you from going further in anything in life. And then you have the ego, which operates in within your will. I don't know, have not studied on how they are combined together. Maybe they twin flames. You know what I'm saying? Those who know anything about twin flames, you know, or consorts, or whatever you want to call them, their twin flames are just one. They're a couple that's made in Cosmo, and they made up they are the 144,000, and they come here on this timeline here, only this one here, because this is their last time to come to the earth. And those that had never joined together, because they're one conscious. That's what they are. They're only one conscious, but they have split themselves in order to carry out their karma and whatever they had to do much faster and easier, I suppose, separate. So that's what twin flames are. They're just they're a flame of the source energy that's in the in the top ranking part of the body, I guess you would say, in the crown, somewhere up there. I haven't totally searched them out yet. Maybe I will in the future, but I've had other things that I had to deal with on my journey outside of the twin flames. Though I am one, and I will unite with mine on the planet. When you come this time, it's your last life. You've done 12 lives. You have to come in here, and you spend those times of ridding yourself of whatever that is that you need to take out, and then put something in that replaces it, that gives you a greater person, a being, than who you have been, as you are today, even, in other past times. Things that you refuse to release, things that you refuse to face up, whatever it is, okay? But you've held on to it. And now here's your time to free yourself from it, more so because this is a change is being brought about, that you have the opportunity, whether it's your 12th life or not, but you have the opportunity to make an advancement from where you at to a higher level. And then you can see what what the times that you have spent and carrying it, and how much time it takes you to free yourself. So Um, and so these are things that you need to know how. I'm going to go around one more time, and then I'm going to go back in because it's warm out here. It's not that warm, but it was pretty warm today. It was in the 90s, you know. I don't come out. I stay in most of the time. Let me see the trees up there. Let me see. There they are. They're beautiful. Look. Everything is so, so beautiful, but it's all empty space, a lot of it, and as I was saying when I started the video, that your life has been stolen so far away from you to where now they only have you in that, that little apartment, whatever you're in, with nowhere for your kids to play, nowhere for you to even plant a garden or do anything for yourself for the winter time, to hold up, or if in a bad time ever hit on the planet where something happened, disasters, you know what I'm saying, because you're so dependent on the government. Well, if the government's not there for you and can't get to you, what are you going to do then? Because you have not planned ahead, and the reason why you haven't, because they got you so mind blocked, not looking outside your window, or when you're out there cutting your grass, you're not paying attention to the fact that you're not profiting off that grass. What you're doing, profiting nothing. You're giving away that you're not equally balanced in. So you cutting more and more and more. What, for who? To make it look uniform for who? For your stupid town, city, for ignorancy, for playing games, and where the best man win? Huh? Who thinks outside of the box? Who thinks ahead? Who thinks with a brain? Huh? Who's looking beyond the illusion of life and what they think it is? Why you go put a government in place and vote for them, Don't vote for governments, especially presidents, and I'm sure it's all the way down, but definitely presidents, because they have a president school that they go to. Every one of them that becomes president, and they are picked, not voted. They're picked, chosen by the people, whoever that fuck the people. I'm going to mess out of whatever. Yeah, I zip it. Okay. I work on that because not for myself, but more so because of you or whoever that is, that it may pierce your heart before I want it to be pierced, or, in a time that I don't want it to be pierced. I'm on my phone. I forgot to shut it out. Oh, Yeshua, I'm doing a video outside in my grass, and then I just answered the phone with you here just now because I'm about to stop the video and go in. So you call me back in a little bit, about 30 minutes, okay?
I will. I'll probably watch a movie for a little second, but I'll call you.
Namaste. So I apologize for answering that, but I usually do more so because that's just sure. And he is going through his heaviness, and and when a man's down, don't walk over there and kick him or her, whoever you want to call it. Reason why we use the word man, because you're all mankind, but and human or whatever. So when a hue or mankind is down, don't walk over there and kick that person in the side or something. Say whatever they have done wrong to you or hurt to you or something, whatever. Even if they hadn't, you just may want to just do it because you can. Don't do it, because that will not benefit the whole, the all. We want to go back in the conscious where no separation has ever been done to any of us, mankind. We've always been together, whether we are not together, but we are wanting to be together. And this is what's been stolen away from you, is a lot of your life for being separated. They put walls between you, All this is not necessarily. And like I say, the ones who own the homes, you don't own the home, but you think you do. But you don't. Trust me, okay? You don't. So you're just a caretaker, if that's all. And the grass you're cutting every day, cut, more, more. Who is benefiting? They are, not you. You is pumping in the gas and the energy and cutting it to look pretty. For who? Are you getting anything back out of it? Are you able to eat that grass? Huh? Well, you should have some vegetables in there for your never know what time or when. You know, have you been promised that you see things coming from the sky all the time, so they're going to hit the planet? What if it did? Are you prepared for it? Of course not. Who is as a human or mankind? Why? Because you have been brought to a world to think that you are wonderful, awes, and great in many, many different ways, and that you are. Trust me, every one of you and every one a bit of you. But yet, you do not know that. So since you don't know it, they have a place to play a trick on you. And they, or whoever it may be, is the they. Because if I had the smarts and you didn't, and I knew how to pull the spell or pull the cord on your blanket, then if I chose to do that out of maliciousness, I could do that and find a way of excusing myself, as most humans do, right? Yeah. Okay, there you go. So, it's accuse and excuse or whatever you want to call it. So all this matters. That you find out where you at, where you come from, and why are you here. You just taking it for because somebody said it. You don't even know. You're just living every day, being in the spell of what? Of no man's land. Zombie apocalypse, if you want to call it that, with the things on your face. So it's called waking up. Waking up, what does that mean? Did you ever even look? Have you heard it? And just because you haven't heard it doesn't mean that it does not exist. But it exists out of your reality because you're not looking for it. You see? Yeah. Okay, I'm back to my apartment. I am here and I'm going in. So, I wanted to stop this video here.